All right, you guys. Welcome to the call tonight. We are going to be talking all things 4-week gut protocol. I have a slideshow that I'm going to share with you. But I want to first just introduce myself for those of you who don't know me. I'm pretty sure everybody on the screen live right now knows who I am, but I am Corey Mayo. I am the mama bear of Team Living Healthy and Fit, which is the group that you are a part of to participate in this program. And I am just so excited for all of you to dive into this program. Most of you are starting on 4-4. We actually do have a couple girls that started last Monday, so they're a little bit more than a week in. And I know a couple of your faces on here. One is starting on 4-11, and another one we have starting like 4-18. So it's all good, you guys. We can all do this together. That chat thread is there for a reason. It is for you guys to get to know one another, to support one another, ask questions. And I just want to remind us all that this is a step outside of our comfort zone, right? This is something totally different, even for myself, who has been a health and fitness coach for 10 years and been really dialing in my nutrition and wellness. It is a step outside of my comfort zone. So I want you all to remember that, okay? Give yourself some grace. Know that this is going to be a learning opportunity. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're all going to take each day in stride. We're going to do our best. If we have a misstep, we're just going to pick up with the next choice, right? We don't have to be super rigid and beat ourselves up if we're not perfect, because none of us are perfect. So I just want to remind you all of that, okay? And as I'm talking, I will come back to the chat at the end. So if you have any questions or something kind of strikes you as I'm talking about it, please drop it in the chat, and then I will come back to it so that way I'm not getting squirreled or getting off topic as I'm going through the slides that I have prepared for you tonight, okay? All right, cool. I think we are ready to dive in. I'm going to screen share. Amanda, you're the Mason. Amanda McConkey, you're the first one I see. Can you see the slides okay?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, cool. All right, so you guys know we're diving into the 4-week gut protocol, right? So this is a program that Autumn has rolled out that is to help us identify what foods we maybe have some slight sensitivities to eliminate the foods that most people do have a slight or severe sensitivity to, fuel our bodies a bit more with whole foods and vegetables and plant-based foods so that we can kind of reset our digestive system, reduce the stress and inflammation that our everyday environment creates, and help us just to feel better, have more energy, and maybe even shed a little bit of weight. But I really, as much as some of us really want to focus on that number, I really want you guys to look at these next 4 weeks with this program as an opportunity to learn more about what foods serve your body, what foods don't make you feel so great, and what other activities you are participating in that make you feel better. Meditation, working out, going for walks, things that are stress relievers, okay? Because this is really all about our wellness as a whole. So this is kind of, let's get the party started. We are going to talk about using BOD. We are going to talk about recipes, movement and meditation, which Autumn talks about in the program, planning ahead, WADA, which is water, H2O, okay? Leaning in, personal development, and doing your best. Okay, so I'm going to open a new tab here. And most of you, I believe, are very familiar with Beachbody On Demand, but I did just want to kind of give a brief overview for those of you who maybe have not used it as frequently or maybe don't know where to find the resources, okay? Everything is available online for you, you guys, and you can print everything right from your desktop or your laptop. I personally, when I'm looking for meal planning, recipes, really looking at the materials for a program, I like to use my computer. I find it just a bit easier to navigate than if you're on your phone and looking at a smaller screen or even a tablet, okay? So you just go to beachbodyondemand.com and under programs, actually it's up. We're just going to click on the 4-week gut protocol. Hopefully I'm logged into the right one. Okay, so this is where you're going to find everything. Okay, you guys, it is on the app as well. But like I said, I just personally like to use the computer when I'm searching for these things. So you'll find a couple foundational videos here, the lessons. So these are the videos that you want to start with. You guys, they're what? About 25 minutes for the first week. Okay, for you to really understand this program and learn a bit more. I highly recommend that you get those done in the next couple of days so that way you have an understanding of what this program is going to look like. Then you have bonus materials. It's just a simple recipe, container basics. So if you've never used the color-coded containers before, you can dive into that video. And then I also watched this. It's Autumn's gut health journey. It's just a little bit about her story and how she really dove into her own gut health when she was struggling with losing weight. She had some hair loss and she just wasn't thriving. She was actually malnourished, even though she was really doing everything that she knew how to take care of herself. So it's a pretty interesting story. You have recipes that are broken down, and I'm going to show you some more recipes as well, but you have them all broken down here. And if you click on the picture, it's going to play the video for you. But if you click on these 3 little dots, it'll actually give you the option to just pull up the PDF so you can print it. Okay, does that make sense? So that way you have the recipe instead of trying to watch the video and pull the recipe from the video. Meal plans and recipes. This is where all the good stuff is, okay? So, or part of it anyway. So Autumn did roll out a meal plan. So if you looked in the Facebook chat that we have, I shared earlier today my meal plan that I created for myself and for my husband for the first week. Autumn actually gave a 3-day sample for each meal plan. So depending on if you fall into plan A, B, C, etc., you can simply scroll down and see the options here for some inspiration. Okay, and you guys, they're different for each meal plan because I was looking through them today for a little bit of inspiration, and I was like, oh, that's not really something that I would eat, which I'll touch on here in a minute. But I was looking for something different, so I just kept scrolling down until I found something that was more of what I would like to eat or what I would find a little bit easier to prep. Okay, so make sure you check that out. Oh no, hopefully I don't lose you guys, my wonderful internet. Okay, so then the next one is resources. Okay, so this is from like start to finish, the materials that you will want to read over. The program guide is just a brief overview, what you're taking out, what you're adding back in, and some guidance. Calculating your health. This is how you determine what meal plan you're going to be in. Remember when I said plan A, B, C, etc.? This is where you calculate that number. Now, I did have one of you ask, I'm under 1,000 calories. Should I be in plan A? None of us should be that low, you guys. If you happen to fall below that, if you have less than 10 pounds to lose, I'm just going to open it so that you guys can see it. It'll just be easier. Okay, so this is the calculation to determine which plan you're in. It is your current weight times 11, which is your baseline, okay? And that is for maintenance. Now, if you want to lose a little bit of weight, you're naturally going to lose some weight because we're going to lose some inflammation, some water weight, and just resetting our system, we're going to lose a little bit. But if you have less than 10 pounds to lose, this is the calculation I want you to use. You want to eat at your baseline, okay? Now, if you have more than 10 or 15 pounds to lose and you're looking to really create some momentum in your journey, then you can go ahead and do this current weight times 11, which gives us our caloric baseline again. But then you're going to subtract 400 calories to be in a slight deficit of your maintenance. Does that make sense? Okay. And then if you want to do muscle building, so if you're looking to put on weight, because some of us are in that space in our journey, then you are going to you're going to do your current weight times 11, which is your baseline, and then you're going to bump up. So like if your baseline put you in plan C, you're actually going to eat in plan B. Okay, so that's just a brief overview, but this calculation is very important so that you understand what plan you fall into. Okay, so you guys can scroll through all these, but all the resources, this one is measuring or identifying what kind of number 2 you have. And let's be honest, you guys, we are talking about gut health, so that is all a part of this, right? It's all about a part of this journey, and if we're making improvements with our gut health. You have some food tracker sheets. I did also add some tracker sheets in the group for you guys that are a whole week at a time. I don't have my binder over here. I printed them off and put them in a binder. You have the vegan hybrid meal plans and the vegan food list and the daily tracker. So you can kind of look through those materials, but you find that underneath resources, okay? The next thing I wanted to point out on BOD is we have under nutrition, so up here at the top it says shop, Beachbody On Demand Nutrition. There is a recipe tab. And you guys, you have unlimited recipes. Like there are so many recipes, and because this is gluten-free and dairy-free, and if you're looking for more of a vegan dish, if you're looking for breakfast, lunch, snack, dinner, you can select all of these or whichever ones you're looking for. There are ones that are like, that's just gut protocol, and it'll give you the ones that are gut protocol approved. You can select gluten-free, and it's going to give you all of these recipes. And just like I said before, if you click on the actual image, it's going to show you the video of creating the recipe. If you click on the 3 little dots, it's going to give you the PDF. So you can either view the recipe on your screen or you can print it off. Okay. All right. Hopefully I'm not moving too fast. The next thing, let me just go back to my slides to make sure I'm staying on track. If you guys have any questions, don't forget to just drop them below. Okay, so movement and meditation. With this program, with the 4-week gut protocol, Autumn has paired the 4 weeks for everybody, which is this program here. This is the workout routine, okay? It's 4 days a week. There are some cycles included in there. So if you have the bike and you also have access to BODi, you can do some cycles in there for cardio. But this is a program that she recommends doing with the 4-week gut protocol. You can absolutely do something else, but this is what I'm going to say. You don't want to add, even though working out is a good stress, we don't want to add a whole lot of stress to our system as we're going through these 4 weeks, okay? So if you're going to do something other than everybody or 4 weeks for everybody, which is no impact, I strongly encourage you to do something 3 or 4 days a week that is less intense, no impact, and easily modified so that way you're not putting too much stress on your body, okay? So that's that. You can pair with that program. But another thing that I wanted to show you is she really talks about doing other things like going for walks, going for hikes, meditation, stretching, doing more mobility type programs. Let me find. Okay, so under the yoga section, there is an entire, you can see all these programs here that are all yoga inspired. And you have the rest and recovery workouts as well. So you have the controlled stretches, the unstressed. So this is 21 days of guided meditations that are all 10 minutes or less. Okay. We also, if you click on that one, I believe it's where they're listed. There are also the ones from Elise. Maybe they're not under there. I should have looked before we did our call. Under the meditation though, as the recovery, there is another meditation that's from Elise, which is this woman here that created Bar, and they're only 3 to 4 minutes a day. So that's just another opportunity for you guys to kind of slow things down, slow your mind down, get more intentional, and release that stress that we tend to carry in our bodies. Okay. Are we doing okay so far? Thumbs up? Yeah? All right, cool. Let me go back to this. Okay, so now we can start moving through our slides. Okay, planning ahead is going to be key for this program, you guys. And like I said in the beginning, I don't want this to be a stressful event. Is it going to be uncomfortable? Yeah, it's something new, right? It's pushing us outside of our comfort zone. But the idea of doing this program is not to add a bunch of stress into your life and make you feel like you're going to rip your hair out and you can't figure it out. It's doable. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be totally different, but we're all kind of looking for something different, right? That's why we're here. We're ready to challenge ourselves a little bit, to learn more about ourselves and to treat ourselves with more kindness and love. So embrace that it's going to be a little uncomfortable. It's going to be a little overwhelming at times, but you have the support of our thread. You have the support of your coach, and it's going to be doable. Okay, I promise you that. All right, so put yourself on your calendar. I don't know how many of you have a planner or a calendar, but I sit down with this bad boy every Sunday and I plan out my week. Yep, Dawn's showing hers too. Every week, all the practices, all the appointments, everything that is happening in our week gets put in that calendar. And guess who else is scheduled in that calendar, just like my kids are scheduled or things for my husband are scheduled? Me. Okay? Learn to put yourself on your calendar, because you are no good to your family if you're giving them what's left of you. Okay? You have to start plugging yourself in. All right? You don't let your phone go dead, do you? And it's like 20%. You're like, oh, I got to plug it in or I'm going to lose it. You have to plug yourself in and recharge. Okay? 4 weeks, I'm asking for you to be intentional and dedicated to yourself. Make time to prep some foods each weekend and stock the house with foods that will serve your body. So going to the grocery store, loading up on the foods that are going to meet your meal plan, prepping some of the foods, washing your fruits and vegetables as you can, maybe prep chopping some of the things so it's just easier throughout the week. If your day off is Monday instead of Saturday and Sunday, then adjust your schedule and food prep and kind of get some things around on Monday. So that way during the week, when you have more appointments or schedule conflicts or things going on, you're not feeling so stressed, okay? Schedule in downtime. I know that is so much easier said than done. So much easier said than done. And I don't always love when my alarm goes off at 4:15 in the morning. But I feel really, really off when I don't get up and have that alone time in the mornings. Okay? Schedule in some alone time, even if it's getting up 5 or 10 minutes earlier and doing a 4-minute meditation or reading your book and just slowly starting your day before you're on the defense, taking care of everybody else or thinking about the to-do list that's never ending. Okay? Early morning wake-up calls. So an alarm trick. There's a couple things that you can do. One, set an alarm without a snooze. If you have an iPhone, I don't know about Android, but if you have an iPhone, it is absolutely an option because that's what I have used for the last 3 years without fail. No snooze option and only one alarm. I also encourage you to take it a step further and name that alarm whatever motivates you. For me, it says 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get up and go after the life you want to live. And that's what I see as soon as I turn my phone over and my alarm is going off. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off, right? That is a Mel Robbins. She is the author of the 5-second rule. And that is kind of her philosophy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just do it. Go, right? The virtual gym. So Monday through Friday from 4:30 a.m. until 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have a Zoom. It is this link. It is this passcode. I have it open. You are welcome to join. We don't talk. We just all get on and do our thing. I'm usually working and reading for a bit in the morning. The other girls are hopping on. They're doing their workouts and their morning routines, but it's another level of accountability that you're showing up And I can't explain it, you guys, but there is just something about having somebody else on the other side of the screen, knowing that they're there with you. Okay. Lay out your clothes, get ready, tell yourself, I'm getting up, I'm going to work out, or I'm getting up, I'm going to have that alone time. And this is something else I just thought of, and it's from the book Miracle Morning. Whatever thought you tell yourself last when you're going to sleep is going to be the first thought that you think when you wake up. So if you're tired and you're like, man, it's like a start of a new routine, and you're going to wake up a little bit earlier. If you're telling yourself that you're going to be tired when you wake up in the morning, guess what you're going to feel when you wake up in the morning? Tired. So if you tell yourself, I'm going to sleep, I'm going to get some good rest, I'm going to wake up rejuvenated and ready to go, you're going to wake up more likely to feel rejuvenated and ready to go. Okay. Be aware of any events during the week or weekend that may require you to plan ahead, right? So if your kids are in sports, or you're meeting a friend for lunch or dinner, or you're just not going to be home for a few hours because you're running errands and it's a busy weekend, plan ahead, prep your foods, prep your snacks, take those with you in a cooler. I've done it many times, you guys. I have done a program very similar to this while living in a hotel during hockey life. It is very doable. It just requires us to think ahead and plan ahead. Okay, be prepared. And then also, I recommend following Autumn on Instagram. She does grocery overhaul. She's sharing recipes and tips and reels and lives ever since we launched the program, and is going to continue to do so. I think she's starting another group for the Gut Protocol on April 11th. So she's going to be talking about this in her feed for a long time, you guys. So follow her if you're not already, for some extra advice, tips, tricks, and things that she is sharing on Instagram. Okay. Let's talk about the water. All right. So clean, filtered, flat water. Okay. Flat water, meaning not seltzer waters. If you like that carbonation, it's okay to have like one a day, but the flat water is what actually hydrates and flushes your system. Okay. So hydration is incredibly vital to serve so many bodily functions. Many of us go through each day incredibly dehydrated, leaving us feeling tired, dealing with headaches, constipation, and even sometimes thinking we're hungry. So our brain doesn't always know that we're actually thirsty. It thinks that we're hungry, or our brain might say, oh, you're hungry, but really you're thirsty. So the calculation to determine how much water you should be drinking each day is half your body weight in ounces every day. So if you weigh 150 pounds divided by 2, that's 75. So you should be consuming at least 75 ounces of water every day. Okay. I challenge you to take on a gallon a day. Okay. Get as close as you can to a gallon a day. And I'm not saying if you're only drinking 1 or 2 bottles of water a day right now that you have to increase to a gallon a day tomorrow, because I know that that is challenging. And some of you might think, I can't drink that much, I'm just not that thirsty. Here's the thing, you guys. You aren't that thirsty because your body is incredible. It adjusts to what you do to it. Okay. So if you only drink 1 bottle or 2 bottles of water a day, your body has learned how to survive on 1 to 2 bottles of water a day. Now, we can slowly start to increase that by setting alarms on our phone, drinking 16 ounces before each meal, doing little things like that so that you start to increase your water intake. Okay. And I'm telling you, like, I'm done with my gallon, and just talking to you guys, I'm parched. So your body is going to adjust. Yes, you're going to pee a lot, but when we're peeing a lot, it also means that we're staying hydrated and we're flushing all the toxins from our body, because our body is not only riddled with the toxins from environment and food and chemicals and different things that we put on our body and that are around us, but our cells, as they're breaking down and doing their job, they also create waste, which causes a toxicity in our bodies. So the more water we can drink, the better off we're going to be. And in that resources area, there is a water bar section where she gives you some ideas of things to put in your water to flavor it naturally. If you struggle with drinking just plain water, you can do like lemon and lime, fruits, different types of herbs like mint, cucumbers. There's all kinds of things that you guys can do to play around with it a little bit. Okay. The next one is leaning in. Okay, so we have the Facebook message thread, right? We have the BOD group, which is Rise with Fire. Hopefully you are all in that group. The nice thing about that is you can track all of your workouts. And unfortunately, with this particular meal plan, you can track your containers, but they're not going to be accurate because the containers aren't broken down with the A's and the B's. But you can track everything else there. You can track your progress, your weight, your measurements, your pictures. All of that information is all saved in in your private account. Like nobody can have access to that unless you grant access to your coach, which if you said yes and I got to see it, then I mean, I might look at it, but it's not like anybody else can see that information. I know sometimes that can be a little bit uncomfortable. So I just want to be clear about that. Checking in with your coach, you guys, I'm just going to put this out there. I am here and your coach, if your coach is somebody other than me, we are here to help you. We are not here to judge you. Okay. So if you have a bad day or you're struggling a bit, don't ghost us. Raise a hand and say, hey, I screwed up, or I don't know. I just feel so lost. I don't know. Whatever it is, you guys, that's our job, is to help you when you feel like you're struggling with something. We're not here to judge you. We've all had our own missteps and we've all had our off seasons. So don't think that we're perfect and we just have it all figured out. For most of us, well, all of us except for Kylie and my friend Brittany and Heather, we're all starting this program with you brand new too. Okay, so we're going to have, you know, some course redirects, if you will. So check in with your coach. And when they check in with you, even if you have had an off day, let them know and let them uplift you and help you through it. Okay. You have unlimited support with us. You really do. There are several coaches that are in that chat thread. There are several coaches that help to lead the wellness group, the Rise with Fire group. So you guys, you have the resources and the support to help you through this. Okay. And I will tell you this, I know that sometimes it's overwhelming or it's one more thing to add to your plate to check in, but maybe first thing in the morning when you wake up for 2 or 3 minutes, you check into the group or the chat, or 2 to 3 minutes before you go to bed, or maybe while you're eating your lunch. That's when I check in. I check in while I eat my lunch every day. I'm not in the group the whole day. I just go in usually once in the day and check in with everybody and move on. But the women who lean in the most, who look at other people's posts or who maybe comment on 1 or 2 and who are actively commenting or posting themselves, tend to have the best results because they are being intentional and plugging themselves into the community. Okay. All right, we're almost done, I promise. Personal development, and please don't roll your eyes and please don't brush this off because this is such a big piece to the puzzle that is always the one that is left undone. Okay, because we maybe have this preconceived notion that it's like a self-help book or I don't need that or whatever, or it's one more thing to do. You guys, if you don't want to sit down with a book, there are podcasts and audibles that you can listen to while you put your makeup on in the morning or while you shower or while you cook dinner or while you fold laundry. There are several opportunities throughout the day while you drive to listen to positive audio to empower the changes that you're working to create. I shared a couple of my favorites. The Super Life by Darren O'Lean is incredible. You guys, I have it on Audible and he dives into nutrition and how we truly nourish our bodies so much in that book and breaks it down so it's super simple. I've listened to that book several times. Today I was showing Amanda when she hopped on, I just got the Fiber Fueled plant-based gut health book. I'm going to start reading this when we start on Monday. Hopefully I'm almost done with my burnt out book. So I'm going to finish that first, but I'm going to dive into this one. The High Five Habit or the 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins are really good. The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, or Atomic Habits by James Clear. And if there is an area that you're specifically wanting to improve, please let us know, because that's literally just 5 books, right? A couple more because I listed 2 on the one. But I have read and listened to so many different authors and so many different books and podcasts over the years that if there is an area that you want specifically, please ask. Also know that in the Rise with Fire BOD group, the wellness group, there is a file section in that group. And Katie Sullivan, who is our PD master, like she is just all things personal development. She has a very long document that is all broken down by maybe what area of life you want to improve on. Okay. It's books that she has read. They're highlighted if they're like her favorites. And then there are some books there that she has heard are good in that area, but maybe hasn't read yet. So that is another really good resource that you guys can tap into. And the last one is give yourself time to grow and learn through this opportunity and trust the process. Okay. Try not to get fixated on the numbers. Try not to get fixated on being perfect, or if you have a misstep that you failed. Okay. When we plant a seed in the ground, we don't go dig it up the next day or the second day or the third day because we expect to see this huge tree in a couple days, right? We water it, we give it sunlight, we nourish it, and we give it time, and we trust that it is going to grow and that the process is going to set its roots, and it is going to come up through the soil, and it is going to grow and flourish. This is your friendly reminder that you are not Amazon Prime and you are not Siri. Changes do not happen overnight. And the fact that we probably aren't going to make huge change in these 4 weeks, but we are going to set a solid foundation and learn a lot over these next 4 weeks that are going to serve us for the rest of our lives, you guys. So trust the process. I am going to stop the screen share. If I can remember how to do that. Why do I always, it's just that red button, duh. And really quick, my girlfriend, Brittany, who is also a coach, I asked her if she would share, because she's 9, today is day 9 for her. I asked her if she would just share some tips on how she has gone through the program so far. And so she sent me this nice long text. You can't see it because it's too bright, but was lean into trying new foods. It's exciting, it's fun, and if you don't like something, worst case scenario, you don't like it. But now you know you tried it. You could also Google veggie swaps to get good ideas for like yumika and vegetable in a vegetable stew or a vegetable dish instead of potato. She said that her girls have really enjoyed making soups or stews that use a lot of different vegetables and herbs and spices, and making their meatless meal so that it was still hearty. Trust that you will not starve on this program, and your body will be getting such good food for energy. You will go through the roof and you'll feel full and satisfied each day. Make sure you set a reminder for your supplements. It's incredibly easy to forget them. Typically when I start making my dinner is when I take my supplements, so that by the time dinner is made, I've had it in for 20 to 30 minutes before my meal. Water, 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 which I texted her back and I was like, that's one of my slides. I was like, water, 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 all the water. And then this is not a detox. And I think going into it with a mindset that this is not meant to be restrictive, but more about becoming aware of how much processed foods or sugars you are eating instead of eating whole foods. As your nutrient source, that's been really eye-opening for me, being vegan again. The last time I really started to lean on products that were soy-based and processed, and it got expensive and they didn't taste great. So the last 10 days of using truly plant-based meals and getting creative has been great. And then the last thing she said is that the last thing that really helped me is not necessarily following recipes, but more or less just piecing the containers together, maybe trying 1 or 2 new recipes throughout the week, because those can be tricky and your containers can get wonky, and just keeping it simple. Okay, so keep it simple. If you have a question, let us know. I did send my meal plan for next week. Like I said in the thread, all of those recipes are on BOD. So I just printed them off, like I showed you how to find the PDF. But just go into it, trying to keep it as simple as possible and follow the rules of them. And the first week is going to be a learning week, right? And then the second week, we'll have a little bit more understanding under our belt and be more confident about it. I'm going to check the chat really quick just to make sure. Autumn made a roasted veggie soup on IG, and I made it and froze out a couple bags. Oh, that's a great idea. Froze it so that you have them in a pinch. That's a great idea, Caitlin. Also, your body will adjust to a gallon a day. And yes, you'll pee a ton at first, but it will shift and be more efficient with elimination. Agreed. I would just say if you are a mom and sometimes jumping around and different things like that can be a challenge, I would say do the jumping around before you get the gallon of water in. Okay. Can you drop the PD slide in our group chat? Yes, I absolutely can do that. And I will try and pull the file from the wellness group that Katie shared, just so that it's easy access for you guys and you have that available there too. But yeah, any other questions? You're welcome. No? All right. Well, again, super excited, you guys. If there's anything you can think of, remember, we're not overwhelmed. We're not stressed. We're excited to step outside of our comfort zone. It's going to be uncomfortable, but it's going to be good. We're going to learn and grow. So get excited. Sometimes we have nervous or stressed, but we just need to re-identify that as being excited and going after something new. So I love you all. I'm super excited. Yay, Leah, super pumped. Leap of faith. Let's do it. We're all in this together, you guys. Thank you all for being on the call tonight. I will get the recording up, so if you want to listen to something again, or for anybody that missed it. So I'll talk to you guys later.